what the hell is this? Alright, hold on. Alright, Streamlabs is fucking up. There we go, fixed it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, we're starting things off on time. Magical, isn't it? What the hell is this? Alright. Anyway, so it's been a hell of a week. You know, I have worked about an hour these last 2 days, over the course of these last 2 days, an hour total, which is just immaculate. I am so tired of working so much. But hello mother. I've been getting 4 days. I've got I'm basically gonna have 4 days off this week. It so far has been pretty good. My supervisor's been whining about it, but I could care less. That being said, I will have to drop into the store tomorrow briefly to, hear how, the person who should have been talking to me about it didn't talk to me about it. And I'll have to, get his, his whining, his tantrum. I'll have to hear about it secondhand, which is, magnificent, but I'm used to it. 7 years at Taco Bell, So I've been just enjoying these last 2 days. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2. I re-downloaded Diablo 3, and yeah, I realized that Diablo 3, it kind of, playing it kind of stirred up a whole bunch of memories in my head, right? One of those memories was that Diablo 3, why have I been off? Because I managed to trade hours with one of the boys. And it's not really trade hours, it's more like, hand them over. But I also I initially took some shifts from one of the guys because he couldn't come to work, and then the brakes in his van exploded. So now he can come to work, but I didn't take the hours back that I had already given away. And so, time off. Magnificent. But anyway, I played Diablo 3 and it stirred up a bunch of memories in my head, right? And it made me think, man, because I looked at it, I played it for a few hours, and I thought, wow, this game really necessitates that you just like grind out 5 acts, and quests and shit every day, and then what, just grind rips for eternity, to get, some better stuff. The game is basically just built for people who, like live on welfare and don't have anything going on ever. It is one of those games that necessitates unemployment in order for you to like, I guess, rank in it or whatever. It is not the most enjoyable experience, which drove me right back to Diablo 2, which doesn't do that. you know Big difference between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 is Diablo 3 has quote unquote seasonal characters, which, if I'm understand if I am understanding what that means correctly, it's a character that you make that exists for a limited amount of time, and then when the season ends, it doesn't anymore. And you're expected to just start over every insert time interval here. It's like, wow, no, thank you. I'm also pretty sure Diablo 3 has had 30 seasons. Yeah, let me just play the same fucking storyline 30 plus times because Diablo 3's story was enjoyable. I mean, it kind of, but not that enjoyable. I am I'm kind of drawing a blank here, trying to think of a story that I would willingly, kind of go through, consume, participate in, whatever you want to say, 30 times or more, 30 plus times. Nothing really comes to mind. At least not right now. Maybe I'll get back. I'll think on it some more. I'll get back to you. And so, I guess I realized that you can just skip over it, but eventually you just kind of, you know, and I guess the randomized map layouts help, but eh, I know the idea in Diablo 2 is like, okay, pick try out the different hero classes, find one you like, and then, play through the entire storyline 3 times. Okay, fine. All right. I can do that. I'm not going to complain about that. That's 3 times that you go through the story. I mean, more, obviously, if you play more than one class. Um, you know, but Diablo 2 has more, you know, more build paths than D3, and does I mean it doesn't feel as good, you know. Playing Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, kind of, at the same time, it's like, wow, this just does not feel, this just doesn't feel good. In terms of Diablo 3, Diablo 2 is like, yeah, baby, this is what it should feel like, you know. And I say this as somebody who plays Necromancer in both games. All right, Minion Necro feels bad in Diablo 3. It feels like it's purposefully bad. No, you will not, run around with an army of skeletons to, massacre the gigantic waves of minions that are coming at you. You seven, take it or leave it. And skeletal mages are a temporary. Meanwhile, Diablo 2 is just like, I don't know, get your skills to 20. Here's 8 of each. Have fun. And a golem. And a golem. All right. D3 is just like, you must choose skeletons, which limit 7, keep in mind, limit 7, or the golem. But, meanwhile, yeah, D1 is just like, or D2 is just like, fuck it, do both. I don't care. Or do like skeletons and then throw bone spears at people. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's on you. You probably spread your skill points too thin, and you're an idiot. Which, yeah, all right, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I'm an idiot. So D2 just feels better, and D3 feels like a step back. It's prettier in most areas. I don't like how the gems look in D3. Then in D2, even with the low resolution graphics, because I am not buying the remaster, it's just better looking. The gems just look better. They actually look like they're, valuable stones, brought up from the earth and, cut. Meanwhile, in D3, they kind of just look like, you know, they look like they've been 3D printed. That's kind of really It's kind of really the way to put it. Especially the higher tier ones look like they've been 3D printed, and it hurts. But hey, that's how it is. I guess I had fun playing Crusader in D3. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe Necro just isn't the path. And I should just go back to my Crusader character and do that. I don't know. I also noticed they adjusted the difficulty because I remember before I stopped playing Diablo 3 because I beat it, and this was at the point in my life where I was getting a job and doing college and stuff. I kind of put it down because like, wow, that's just straight grind for you know basically nothing over the course of days. They haven't Blizzard doesn't know how to Blizzard does not know how to structure a grind. That is something that I've noticed playing their games because I played Warcraft. I played Warcraft, and daily quests are not fun. The raids, the raids were, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna log in. If we do one raid a night, then all the relevant raids within expansion. That's what, like 5 tops. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna log in 5 days a week to do that. I guess maybe if I'm hardcore raiding, you know, or but me in the but in the perpetual meantime, when I'm not doing that, because I'm not a hardcore raider, because I own deodorant and use it regularly. Let me just, after I've done all the other quests, let me just do dailies. But, okay, no, let me rep grind. Ugh. Yeah, Blizzard has not figured out how to structure a grind. All right. Hmm. I got, some of you might be thinking, "Oh, GZ, you idiot! Gotcha games do this too with grinding." It's like, yeah, but also it takes like, 10 minutes tops. If you're kind of slow with it, or if your dailies are kind of spaced out in gotcha games, depending on the game. Yeah, it might go. Oh, it takes like 10 minutes in and out, and then I can do something else. You know, I can participate in the gotcha grind while maintaining employment and hygiene. You can't really do that in a Blizzard game. You have to give up those two things for you know legendary seasonal character, or hardcore rating, or max rep in whatever faction to get some like mount that dupers have figured out how to sell on the auction house. I don't know if that last part is real, but you know what I'm saying. Like, let me just get a mount. Ugh. Also, yeah, the grind is off, and the rewards for the grind are off. It's like I said, Blizzard doesn't know how to put together a grind. All right, if they just made good single player experiences, just like, okay, what made D2 so good? Uh, you know, build diversity, solid heroes with which to, put forward that build diversity. The quests were, straightforward, albeit the Act 4 in Diablo 2 is really short, but there's reasons behind that we, are variably aware of. It's a time constraint thing, and one that they, I guess, didn't fix in LOD, which, okay, fine, I guess. Uh, whatever. I mean, considering how long Act 3 was, I'm fine with how short Act 4 was. Plus it's just the whole, for me at least, it's the whole, oh, we've been chasing Diablo the whole game. Well, now that we've caught up to him, we're going to, you know, we're going to deal with him in short order. It just, that's just what it seems like, that's what, that's at least the feeling that I got when, going into Act 4 into hell for the first time. It's like, all right, we're gonna chase this motherfucker down. We're gonna finish chasing this motherfucker down, and he's finished. Took me a minute because summon necromancer, but I did it, and I didn't die. So I didn't die once fighting Diablo. So not this time. The last time I did it about 10 years ago. Yeah, I died a lot. I didn't properly understand how to build a character. I was just like skeletons and golems, and I don't know how to invest points. Curses are useless. Curses are not useless. They're if you're gonna be a minion necromancer, if you're gonna be any kind of necromancer in that game, curses are so good. They are so good. They are basically just like a side. They're the best. They are the best sidearm for necromancers. And then you just have like an army of skeletons, or you're just corpse exploding and poison nova and bone spear and all that shit. You know, it's good stuff. Anyway, our smoke for today. I realize that image that I have is really horrible and tiny. This is the Breakfast in Portugal by Room 101, and we're gonna play Diablo 2 on stream. I realize that might have been obvious, but for those of you out there to where it was not obvious, we're gonna play Diablo 2. because I can play Diablo 2 one-handed. And even if I go into, like the Bale boss fight or fight Diablo, I can put the smoke down for a few seconds to push an F key to rapid switch skills, or I can just click and not do that and just keep the smoke in my hand the whole time. We will probably do a little bit of Bale grinding. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm definitely gonna hit Andariel and Mephisto like maybe twice each. Uh, this doesn't look straight. It's not. But we might hit Bale because damn, he's good for experience. I mean, he's good for drops because he's the highest level enemy in the game. But man, I did not struggle with him like I struggle with Diablo, and that is by design. Those guys back in 2000 knew how to put together a game. Also, yeah, we get to do the secret cow level, so we're gonna do that. Just gonna get this booted up because it is the intro menu is really loud, and the uh the rest of it is not really loud. I don't know why. I don't know why. Uh, oh, there is a chat menu. Oh, there is a chat menu in here. Yeah, it's a multiplayer game. What am I expecting? Fire arrow. Fire arrow. Cold arrow. What? All right, hold on. We're gonna jump to Loot Ghislaine real quick because I installed the popular plugin to like do all the anyway. I installed the plugin that lets me do the online community stuff without being online, um, so I can experience that since I wasn't able to back in the day. So we're going. I just have that installed, which is why you might see some things that didn't happen in game normally. And as I look over an item menu, and I'm not thinking about other things to say, one thing. Oh God, the blood golem is just so horrifying. He's just a whole bunch of bones, like kind of stuck together with flesh. He's horrifying. He's horrifying, but you know, much less more annoying to use, much less annoying to use than the iron golem, and the lifesteal utility thing is something that the fire golem just doesn't have. I mean, the fire golem absorbs fire damage to not die, and considering how the necromancer was designed not with LOD in mind, but with Diablo himself, a golem capable of absorbing fire damage to effectively be immortal outside of taking physical uh physical damage stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. I have not invested a single point into any of the poison and bone skills because I mean, you could do poison dagger, corpse explosion. Huh. But no, we're doing all summoning. We're a summoner. All right, we got skeletons and the golems and one golem and skeletons and skeletal mastery. More, just skeletons. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. We're just gonna pause that. And I'm gonna click over so I don't have to hear rain and background music in perpetuity forever because I realized the desktop audio is still muted. That might have been a mistake that I made the last time we played a game on stream and didn't rectify, which I'm pretty sure the last game we played on stream was Master Duel, so it's not like it's a big deal. Ugh. I do need to check the Asus right though. Okay. Okay, can we capture the Diablo 2 window? That Yeah, that is the approximate size of it. Yeah, playing this game in windowed mode requires playing Diablo 2 in windowed mode requires that you mess with the properties a little bit. Which, it's a game from 2000 running on a computer built in 2023, with technology from that time. So, we gotta, we got there's some gaps that need to be bridged a little bit. But I've already talked up, so we're just gonna play the game while I smoke, and I'm just gonna ramble about stuff. Mm. Okay, take a sip. Oh, sweet, sweet caffeine. Oh yeah, Morton. Okay, okay. This is small enough. I can hardly use one match. Excellent. Fire. Hmm. Oh, I just threw a match on the carpet. Oh God. It's crumbling. Note to self: empty trash can. Empty trash can tomorrow before leaving for the store. Ugh. Okay. Earbuds plugged in. Smoke not fully lit yet. Okay. Wait. All right, I'm just gonna watch it kind of slowly burn. It's got a nice, it's got a kind of nice earthy spiciness to it, which, hey, you know, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. That's pretty good. I mean, hey, if it's called, if breakfast, the cigar is called breakfast in Portugal. You know, if I had something that had spice and maybe just like a staple flavor to it, I think that would wake me up in the morning. So Europeans will look at a cup of tea and a cigarette and call that breakfast. Meanwhile I don't eat breakfast. Instead I smoke cigars in the early morning. All right, so let's switch over. So we're gonna take that off to put it on here. Shit. Hold on. I'll get it. Center on screen. And then we need to make it bigger because the only image I could find of this damn thing was really, really small. So we're just gonna wedge that in there, and there we go. And I need to unmute the audio since we're gonna do the secret cow level, which means you guys are going to need to be able to hear the cows because you know. I did not find the secret cow level by myself. It was spoken to me. It was spoken to me once by my cousin, who we both enjoy this game. But I remembered. Oh, we're out of mana, and I don't want to use. Well, I could use the good potions. These are all super mana potions. No, they're all graders. There we go. Okay, alright. Exploding shrine, don't touch that. Wait, that can't hurt me because I'm too high level. I'm an idiot. Die! Okay, so we're gonna go back to town now that we've assembled our army of skeletons and a guy and a golem, and we're going to go fight the demon cows. We will need a few objects for this in order to do it. In order to successfully fight the cows, we will need a few objects. First, we will need this, the Book of the Tome of Town Portal. All right. Then we're going to navigate over to my stash, where I've been keeping the other part of the portal. Wirt's leg. Let me just combine these things. There it is. The secret cow level. Truly, this will be haunting. This is not an undertaking for the faint of heart. And so we move forward. Because I want drops. Oh my god, there's so many. Just cows. That is a lot of gold. Holy shit. There are so many cows. It's working. We're winning. Just move. Move. I have so many cow corpses to use. Oh man, Basil is getting his ass beat, dude. Super mana potion. Hell yeah, give me that. Basil's getting his ass beat. There's a charm. The Cow King. That was fast. He was right there. That is a lot of stamina potions. That is a lot of stamina potions that fell out of him when he died. Huh? Oh, hey, light healing potion? Oh, it's on my belt now. Alright, Basil, you're just gonna have to heal by yourself. There's a raindrop, and a rune, and an amulet. Okay, yes. We're going to exploit this level for everything that it is worth. That is so many cows. Hey, super healing potion, super healing potion. Ah. Healing potions. We'll just keep a couple of extra ones on us in case Faisal starts getting or it's Fazal, not Faisal. In case Fazal starts getting his ass kicked again. There's just shit everywhere, isn't there? I heard an amulet. I see an amulet. One thing I do like about Diablo 3, though, as opposed to this game, is the little guy that you get that will like pick up gold for you. You know, they leave the item picking up. They leave that to you, but you know, you need to pick. You know, just some little creature pick up the gold for you. Gemstone. All right. These are the forces of hell that threaten the world. All right. I am. Oh, a zombie head. I am doing the world a service by fighting and destroying them. Dude, I can't carry anymore. So much gold shit here. Damn. Okay, zombie head. No, that's garbage. Okay, so. Okay. Alright, hold on. How much space do claws take up? 3? Oh, we can do this. Boom. Alright. Now, you might be thinking, Jeezy, you idiot. If you're gonna optimize your gear, you should... if you're gonna optimize, like, running this, you need to not pick up shit that isn't for your class. Yeah, I know that. But, I can make money to gamble. Because, you know... This game has has gambling. Also, I noticed that this level does have background music. I just turned it down because this is also one of those games that's really, really loud. You know, blow your eardrums out. You know, I don't care. Oh, that's a lot of cows. It's just working. You know, this is just like the Cow King's Keep or something? I'm starting to think it is. I heard an amulet. Maybe we can get something better than what we have. I doubt it, because the amulet I have right now increases all my skills by 1. But doesn't hurt to hope. This is just crazy. This is just insane. Cows. Oh! Can I? Okay, I do not do that much damage to them. Move. Man, internet rumor, well, not internet, but like rumors from the 90s becoming reality in the 2000s. It, you know... You know, I mean, this is just a this is essentially just a victory lap. How did these rogues get here? That's a question. All right, that is a question. How did these rogues get here? Okay, I'll take the mana potion, because my mana has always been low with this during this run. Okay, so we've got what? Oh man, necromancer skill levels. That's insane. So, necromancer skill levels specifically, not just +1, 2 skills. It's necromancer skills specifically. So, you know, alright, we're probably not going to be able to find something better than that unless we ascend to a higher... Damn, they only do like 40 damage. Oof. Why did I take a rejuvenation potion? I don't need it. Also, I don't need this either. Okay. And as we can see, the skeletons, they clean up nice. Okay. Alright, we're doing great. Move. So like I was saying earlier, right, is Diablo 3's post-game, I don't find it to be enjoyable, because it's way too, like, MMO-y. You know, they really want you to do, like, the seasonal thing with the competition and, you know, competing against a bunch of other people and stuff, you know, which necessitates unemployment in order to do that. We get a flawless sapphire and just a plain sapphire from this. I don't think sapphires benefit this character. Oh, to add mana. No, I would... Okay, no, I'm an idiot. Alright, I'm a moron. I'm a moron. Yeah, we just get mana. But anyway, I don't... You know, games like this where it's just like, look, the single player experience there. Wow. The, games like this where it's just like, look, just... play at your own pace. Fuck it, you know. It's single player, or maybe, you know, you could also just hop on with your friends if they also own it. You know, today, if you want to do that today, you have to do TCP/IP. You can't do like it doesn't have any BattleNet support, which is stupid. Also, 2 of my skeletal mages have perished. We must replenish the soldiers. Also, my golem died, and I didn't notice. Are they actually a threat right now? Hold on. Okay, no, I just stopped paying attention. Okay. Alright, balance. Oh, fuck, we're full up on shit. Hell yeah, dude. Chip diamond. Oh yeah, we need to replenish more soldiers. This is Man, this is fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, you could, they're just like, fuck it, hop on with your friends or whatever, if they, also own the game. Do LAN parties, because whatever. It's good stuff. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got out of this. So let's see. Actually, let's go to Akara so we can sell stuff so I'm not looking at the same thing 4 times.
Order welcomes you.
Okay, so can't really use shields because, magic damage reduced, that's an assassin thing. Magic damage reduced, 7 to strength, 10 to attack rating, maximum damage. How much defense is it? 42 defense, everybody. Oh man, I wonder if that's better than my 152. No. Okay, well, we tried. There's probably still more shit to collect, so, valuable stuff to collect. Alright, private stash. Ooh, oh, we can get a perfect sapphire. Oh. 38 mana. That doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look in the lower right corner, which is invisible because of my fat fucking head. Hold on. There we go. Can I just move myself? There we go. Yeah, alright, so we're just gonna put me right here. That's not blocking anything, is it? No. So, if you look here, 38 mana doesn't sound like a lot. Then you see that I have 124. And you think, oh yeah, no, that's quite a lot, GZ. You can definitely, do some improvement there. Also, yeah, when I said, like, these don't look like they're 3D printed, yeah, they're low res, but they look valuable. They look like plastic in Diablo, in D3. So why would I, there it is. Balanced knife. Because necromancers can also equip daggers. See, that's a grim wand. That might be something. It's gray, though, so probably fucking not. Oh my god. More cows. More bovine to the slaughter. Oh, another grim wand. Yeah. Alright, scroll of identify, preserved head. Okay, so, no. No. Let's see, bone spear? No. We're just gonna do that. Just clear up more inventory space. Okay, what do we got? The ring mail in gold. Hell yeah. The only thing better than that, I think, is green or uniques. Alright, we continue on our mighty crusade. But yeah, this is one of those games where it's like, play it at your own pace. I also just raged through it this, for this run. Weird. See, they're not really threatening unless they come in huge numbers, which is becoming less and less of a possibility as we, just carve through them, with my army of the undead, and, Basil, and the golem. I almost said the government. Oh, here they come. Maybe I should invest just a little bit into poison and bones so I can, Yo, the golem just got destroyed. Ooh, hey, a rune. Some more gold. More gold. Gold. I do it for money so I can, gamble. But yeah, I've seen also on another note, so I said I'm not going to give Blizzard my money to, I'm saying this game's praises, right? And I've said, oh, but I'm not going to buy the, I'm not going to, oh, it doesn't lock to that screen, but I'm not going to buy the remaster from Blizzard. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, GZ, why not? You love this game. Yeah, I do. I do love this game. But number one, I don't like remakes. Alright, the remake does not add anything new to the game. It's just a better looking coat of paint on it. Alright, it is the same game. Alright? It is the same game as what I'm playing right now. It just looks better. Alright, maybe there's some other optimizations. I would not be surprised if there's not, because as we know, with the Warcraft 3 remaster, they didn't fix the Strathholm bug. You know? The game-breaking bug that would, prevent you from, progressing. They didn't fix that in the Warcraft 3 remake. They might have fixed it by now, but hey, fucking, I don't know. Oop. Wait a minute. The Moo Moo Farm. That's funny. The Moo Moo Farm. So let's see what we got with this ring nail. It's probably not going to be better than what I got, because I've got an Act 5 chest piece. Wow, it's not. Man, Fazl has got 196? Well, he is a frontliner, so I guess that only makes sense that I would give him better armor than what I have. But Jesus fuck, that's insane. Okay, well, into the shredder it goes. Yeah? Oh, I forgot to look at our wands. I always need to look at the wands. Just in case we find something that has better than 2 raised skeleton and 1 mastery. If it's got like 2-2, then, at that point we're cooking. Weaken. Clay Golem, Division. Okay. Let's see. I was playing Hero Siege with Aiden a couple weeks back. And, I was looking through the menus like, man, this fucking sucks to look at. Hero Siege is basically just, Diablo 2. With Diablo just in general. But it's way less fun. Alright? It's way less fun. Which sucks. But, I mean, it is fun. Don't get me wrong. It is a fun game. I just do not enjoy it as much as I enjoy this. I don't know. Oh, God. Okay. Money. Did I... Yep, we're on Decrepify. Instead of Amplify Damage. Oops. It's fine, though. It doesn't matter. Ah, I'm in the fire! Yeah, it doesn't matter. These are Act 1 normal mode enemies. Cannot curse a statue. Right. You can only curse things that are, like, alive. Or undead. Demons are alive, right? That tracks. You'd think as many times as I've gone after and... Oh my god! Okay. Okay. You'd think as many times as I've done this, short little run here to go after Andariel, I would have memorized the route. No. See, what you don't understand is that I am an idiot. Okay, here we go. Resist cold. How is that going to help me against Andariel? She uses poison. She uses poison. Not fucking cold. Right. Minor healing potions. And I remember when those would just completely sate me. Now I've got so much just life energy now. Like, almost more than double my health is more than double my mana. And I am a caster. Casting curses, casting minions, casting couch, like... Oh my god, zombies just basically stop moving when you cast Decrepify on them. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, a room. And a preserved head. Oh my god. And not much money. Not much money. Bring me Andariel. Bring me Andariel. Oh, that was remarkably fast. We still did not get the, we did not get the ring drop, which is unfortunate.
I am overburdened.
What are we fucking carrying? Oh, that's what we're carrying. Amplified damage, we don't care. And all this other crap. Wow! Crude preserved head. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. All right, so we're gonna do another little test of our might here, because there is one demon. There is one demon who, you know, just kind of spooked me as a kid, kind of scared me as a child. That is Duriel. We're gonna go fight. We're gonna go fight through the tomb and get to Duriel, and we're gonna see how well I fare with my, you know, new and improved powers. I still don't know how these rune words work. Even after all this time, I still don't understand it. It's still got... So, you know, smoking into the first third of this, right? We've got some... We've still got, you know, some spice to it, right? Just... But that's mostly... You know, I guess if I were to describe where I can taste it, I taste it in the top of my mouth, right? Like, the top of my mouth has those tingles. And, you know, the flavor that I'm getting, you know, I guess on the bottom of my mouth, on the tongue, as it were, is, very, you know, kind of earthy. Scroll of Identify. We'll need that when we beat Duriel's ass. But, it's quite earthy. And woody. It's an interesting combination of flavors. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's interesting that it, you know, the specific you know, there's specific areas of my mouth where I'm tasting things. Oh god. The scarabs. Alright. You know, it's interesting that I'm tasting specific things in specific portions of my mouth, as opposed to... Oh my god, the scarabs. This should be nothing to my army. Also, this curse costs way more to cast. Whoa, mana cost. Ooh. Yeah, no wonder I only use this for bosses. Ah! Oh my god! Kill those scarabs, Jesus. Oh wait, I don't deal that much damage because I'm over-leveled as fuck for Act 2. This is like this is an Act 5 character. What am I freaking out about? Please be a mana shrine. That's a fire shrine. Oh. That light up, though, was nice. That was good. It's not this way. It's not this way. It's that way. I'm an idiot. Also, I have lost half of my health. Interesting. Alright, we got a charm. Mana! Move out! Find me a potion. Ooh, there we go. Minor healing. Well, better than nothing. Find some more potions. Yeah, see, I think I know why I took so much damage. I touched the fire shrine and was standing right up on it. Like an idiot. I saw a healing potion. Heal. I can hear spirits coming at me. Oh, 100? Hell yeah, dude. Kill that guy. Alright, cool. Moving on. But, you know... Oh my god! They managed to kill one of my skeletons. The armies of hell will suffer for this. Ooh, mana. The armies of hell will suffer for this. You have vanquished one of my soldiers? Die. Oh, that's a lot of scarabs. Huh. Oh! Oh, they can pass through walls. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. They probably can only pass through certain walls, because I imagine some of these sections on the map are out of bounds. So, you know, to prevent like teleport sorks from, you know, accidentally getting outside the map, the ghosts can only go outside certain portions or go through certain walls, you know, if they're actually connected. Whatever. It's fine. Ugh. Move it, move it. Ooh, another amethyst. We might gain a level from smacking, you know, bosses. We'll hit Mephisto next. Because Mephisto's drop tables are fucking wacky, dude. They are funny. You know, and I know that from fighting Mephisto years ago and getting some wacky items. Alright, we gotta switch to Decrepify for this one. So yeah, Duriel scared me as a kid. And as a teenager, because, you know, as a child, I did not understand anything about this game. And just got through Andariel. Got past Andariel by the skin of my teeth. And Duriel, you know, as a teenager, I still didn't properly understand character builds. And so my skill points were way too spread out. I had points invested in way too much crap. Get him. Get him. Get his ass. Get his ass. Well, my skeletons aren't immediately dying. And he hit me. Holy shit, we did it. Fuck you, you bastard. After all that you put me through, fuck you, you bastard. These are trash drops. Holy shit. I wish I could raise... Wait, can I? Oh, I can't. Can you imagine if I could? Could you imagine if I could... If I had the revive skill, I would jump in here. I'd grab Duriel every time. Oh my god. Also, is Tyrael still hanging out here? No? Okay, so we are gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go back to town the old-fashioned way. Let's see. Attack rating. That's trash. Strength. Also not something I need presently. But, yeah. Okay. Could you imagine, though? Could you imagine if I could do that?
Thank all.
You know, that would be insane. That would be fantastic, though, too. Ooh, we got more amethysts. So, amethysts add to strength. Okay. Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't actually know what most of these gemstones do. I just collect them because I like gemstones in real life. They're shiny. Okay, so let's see. So diamonds are undead damage, attack rating, and just all resistances. Fair. Let's see. Lightning damage, magic item chance, and lightning resist. Okay. Let's see. Fire damage, life, and fire resist. Okay. Cold damage, mana, cold resist. Attack rating, strength, defense, poison, dexterity, poison. So I really need to get some more topazes so I can get a perfect topaz, slot it into this armor, and then use nothing else forever. That'll really make the Mephisto grind a lot better. But let's go fight Mephisto. First things first, I switched back to amplify damage. Good, good, good. We're not gonna fight Diablo, because he'd probably still kick my ass, especially since I'm inebriated and tired. Because it is rather late. We've got poison. We've got a curse on us. Yeah, half of these do curse. Half these elite enemies do curses, and the other half do, like, fucking paladin auras. There are 2 aura enemies here. Ow. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. Okay. Made your point. Jesus. Alright, fuck. But, yeah, Mephisto's drop tables are fucking crazy, dude. They don't make any sense. And I don't know if that was intentional, I don't know if the developers are like, yeah, we're just gonna make Mephisto be like the wacky boss that everybody fights until LOD. You know, which, okay. You know, if you want, I don't care. Oh my god! Luckily, I've got a couple of points in resistances for the skeletons, and also the golem. Money, key. Key in the chest that is locked. How many of these chests do you think were just, like, locked by the person? They locked the key inside. They're like, oh, my bad. Oh! I hate these council members because they put out those fucking flame hydras. Alright, we got a trident. Why does that not end when they die? Why does that not end when they die? They have to keep casting it. Oh, health shrine. Does not restore the golem. I keep forgetting that. Ring. Okay. Get them, my minions. For my glory, a gold morning star. We are profiting here. A crown shield. We're gonna go up here like this. Oh, there he is. There's the guy. Get his ass. Get his ass. Golem, get in there. Basil, get in there. Oh, he's already in. Basil, get in there. It does not last as long as I thought it would. Man, you get a cold proc and a you know, a decrepify on him, and woo, he is powerless against us. And we're just gonna take the shortcut to hell to not use Scroll of Town portal. Okay, we got a gemstone out of that. We got a whole amethyst. Shove it in there. Transmute. Yeah, baby. Poison length, attack rating, eh. Oh yeah, trident. Prevent monster heal. Wait a second. Basil. Okay, so this is 23 to 25. 12 to 58. I wonder which one is better. Let's see, item level 33, item level 28. Yeah, we're gonna have to go fight Bale, aren't we? Oh, that's gonna be something. No, we're not gambling. Jesus. Just sell off the excess. Build up our wealth. I do not have keys. Huh.
What do you need?
I did not have keys right there. That was not good. 16. Okay. You know, always looking to improve. The 17. 22% chance of getting magic items versus 24. Yeah, you know, we can deal without the extra little bit of defense for more magic item chance. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna go fight Bale. Which, he is not as hard as Diablo, but you gotta deal with, like, the minion waves. Which I guess is fine, because, you know... You know, I've got the build. You know, I figured out the build, so this is way more enjoyable. Maybe I haven't figured out the build in D3. Maybe I should go, like, Golem or something. Or maybe I should just go back... Oh, maybe I should just shut my mouth and go back to Crusader. You know, like the... You know, like the, you know, good guy that I am. Oh, God. Yeah, alright, we're gonna have to fight our way through, I forgot. There we go. Alright, we are definitely going to gain a level. As for that, I have no idea. We'll just... Another skill point in Skeletal Mastery. You know. Or I guess I could put it into Skeletal Mage, so I can have 4 Skeletal Mages instead of 3. Ooh. You know. We're just gonna curse the fuck out of all of these demons. And there's the level up. And there's the level up. I could start investing into Poison and Bone, so that way I can use Teeth. Because Because let's see. 7% magic. Oh, magic damage! That's magic damage. Wait a minute. Magic damage. It's what Diablo has no resistance to. It has no resistance to just straight magic damage. That could be... Oh, it's not 4. Oh. Wait, what improves here? So they get, what, 10 defense? Ooh. Or I could just do this, where they get, let's see, more life, more damage. Oh, wait, no. Magi. Just 8 more life and improved missile damage, so life and damage. I could do that. I can't... Why can't I do this? Because I don't have Iron Golem. Alright. Or we could do this. I get 9 skeletons. 9. Can you imagine a character that's just, like, dumped everything into Ray's skeleton to get that to 99? Good God. Good God. You know what? We're gonna go skeleton mastery. And then this. Oh. And that's cool. I'm actually gonna dump some into mana. This is the first time I've done that this whole game. Is dump into mana. Is 136 mana? That's a drastic improvement. You know, I think we're going to be able to use all these dead bodies when we fight Bale. Because I've only gained like 1, maybe 2 levels since fighting Bale last time. I didn't really have trouble with him. Because he's, you know, weaker than Diablo. He's just harder to get to. You know, one might suggest, but I'm a necromancer. You know, with the proper application of skeletons to the afflicted area, nothing is impossible for me. Also, since I can hear it now, I would like to draw attention to the background music that is really faint. It is the main theme, but not blasting my eardrums. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool, actually. It's not I thought, it's present tense, I think. I think that is, you know, that's really cool that they did that. And they're like, you know, we don't have a background track. Use the main theme. Ow. Use the main theme, it's fine. And this is what the blood golem is for. I just took a hit, it'll replenish. God, if you play like an actual, just like, non-summon class, there's probably just so much more damage that you can do. Battles probably just take longer. You know, which is fine, it's whatever. Alright. We're gonna go fight. What the fuck? He was waiting around the corner. He was waiting around the corner. I don't remember. Wait. Worldstone Keep level... Is this not the spot? Do we have to go through another floor? Was I mistaken? I probably was mistaken. These fucking fallen ass wannabes. These fucking fallen wannabes. Alright? When you stubby little bitches, you know, decide to man up and become an iconic monster, then, you know, then we'll talk. But until then, shut the fuck up. Also, I'm pretty sure we can have 9 skeletons now. Yeah, we can. 4 mages? 4 mages. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And they have, like, fucking sabers and shit. Hell yeah. Skeletons are the best. In this game, they're the best. Fucking D3, they... You know, yeah, they're good, but... You know. Doesn't really seem like they're that great. Come on, boys, we're moving. We're moving. Sometimes they teleport and it catches me. Alright, Throne of Destruction. We're gonna fight that boy. Bale. Yeah. Oh! Hopefully the skill shrine power-up lasts until we get through the battle. Yeah, we'll just kill a bunch of minions. I realize I'm wasting the shrine buff time. But the hell is that? Alright, we're moving out. No more of that. We're gonna go fight Bale. Oh, hi. Alright, Fazzle, get him. Take him down, take him down, take him down. And the buff wore off. I should have saved it. But, as we commonly know, I am a moron. We're gonna fight in front of Bale for his amusement. I got cursed. Is he cursing us? No, it's the... Alright. And this is where we do the minion waves. You will not be able to stop me, Bale. I stopped you. Don't you realize? That was... Is this... Was that... He just sent those guys to die. He doesn't give a shit. 1 to strength. That is a 35 item level. And undead. Take him down. Scroll of identify. Keys. He's loving it. Please. Oh fuck! Basil's poisoned. All right, give me that heal potion. Council members from, you know, Mephisto's act. We're just gonna throw this on Basil now. Oh, we lost a skeleton. We lost a skeleton. And we lost our golem. Alright, we're back. We're back. I need greater mana potion. What else you got? Yeah, we're just gonna go to Decrepify. And this is where we win. Also, we probably shouldn't go to Decrepify, actually. Small charm. Yeah, we can worry about loot afterwards. Although, small charm. 2 to mana! We're just gonna replenish that. Pretty sure these are unique models. These things. We're dealing with them pretty handily, though. The golem is dead. Focus your attacks. Mana. Lister the Tormentor, as opposed to Obelisk. They attack super fast. We're gonna slow them down. And we did it. He doesn't have anything else, I don't think. Come on. Come on. No? Alright, so I fucking thought. Alright. Alright, so... put the potion on the belt. Also, I'm pretty sure we used all the minion corpses. Oops. Let's see, is there anything else to take here? Cedar staff, yada yada yada, power shield. Okay. Alright. So we are going to need to switch to Decrepify. That will be our primary curse. I really should invest in teeth. So that way I can just throw out, you know, some minor magic damage. You know, hold on, let me actually look at the skill. Okay, so teeth, you know, whatever. Let's see. So that does so much more damage. Oh my god, and it's only gonna cost like 3 skill points. Oh my god. Yeah, because let's see, I could. Yeah, I was about to say I could take a couple points out of skeletal mastery for bow and spear, but why would I do that? The skeletons function great right now. All right, it's time to fight Bale. So here's the strat: guerrilla tactics. All right, I'm an American. I don't remember the Revolutionary War. I remember learning about it.
My brother's pride and faith.
Bastard. Decimate. Oh. All right. We gotta slow him down. You bitch. All right. All right. Focus. Focus the clone. Alright, this is where we run. This is where we run. Like I said, hit and run tactics. No other game I am aware of lets you do this.
If Tyrael says them, how may I be of
Tyrael says the world stone must be destroyed. Yes, yes. Okay. So we're gonna need 2 mana potions and 5 healing. Okay. And then, yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that. Anything good here? Blood Golem. 2 to Blood Golem. Ooh. Yada, yada, yada. Da, 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 da. Okay. We need to rebuild our army. How are we going to do that? You know, simple. We're going to use the We're going to use the corpses inside the Worldstone Keep. I'm a genius. Alright. Alright, let's move. Alright, there's 2 more soldiers. Okay. Okay, we get the Magi back. Alright, we're gonna find more corpses. Okay, there's 1. 3. Perfect. Switch back to Decrepify. And we gotta take the waypoint, not the portal. Because the portal, if we open another portal, it'll cancel the first one. Which we need to get back into the Worldstone Chamber. Okay. Alright. Our hit and run tactics are ready again. Fucking tendrils. Ah! Bastard. That is Decrepify? That does not last long. Oh, he's got the cold stack and that? Take him down. Come on. We're gonna have to refresh that golem. Golem's back up. Fuck, if the golem's still alive, we're good. Come on. Come on. Keep on him. All of our Magi are dead. I'm just going to refresh the golem now. Wow. Talk about it in the nick of time with that one. Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah. That's how you do it. We're already almost to another level. Holy shit. That's how you do it, baby. That is how you do it. There's the World Stone. Okay. Well, we're just going to take the portal back. Yeah, we're just going to take the portal back. Run! Chamber's getting a little rumbly. Okay.
Hello.
Alright. And we can get a flawless emerald. Yay. What do we get here? We got Kinemil's Owl, which doesn't help me because I don't use weapons like that. I don't use weapons. You know, my skeletons are my weapon.
Can I help you?
So, there we go. Let's see if we can get some better armor. Because, what is it, like 150 something? Damn. Let's see, this helmet is 59. I know 53. Well, we did that. We did it, everybody. We did it. We beat Bale. Again, well, for me, it's the third time I've ever done that, you know, but it's not so special when you know, don't complete. There's 3 flawless diamonds in here. We can get a perfect diamond. How did I not see that beforehand? Yeah. So let's see, 100 to attack rating, or all resistances. I mean, fuck. Bam, bam. Let me just make sure there's no other obvious gemstones that I missed. Let's see, skull, skull, flawed, flawed, chip, chip. Okay. Let's see, what do the skulls do? Let's see, weapons, life stolen per hit, mana stolen per hit, regenerate mana, replenish life. Oh. Regenerate mana, replenish life. That's not bad, actually. Put a skull in there. You know, really, surge up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we could definitely be faster with that, with, you know, fighting Bale. But, you know, it's whatever. I'll just take, you know, it's this, again, this is a game that you take at your own pace. You know, I mean, maybe if you're playing it with some other people, you take it at, you know, whatever pace they're going for. Okay, fine, whatever. But if you're playing single player, just play the game at your own pace. It's fine. It's cool. It's okay. You know, there's no time limit or any such thing. It's just, you know, just play it. Just play the game. All right? You know, there's no, like, FOMO from, there's, you know, there's none of that from, you know, there's no FOMO for, you know, like, seasons and crap. You just play it.
You have done the impossible, hero. Good evening.
Yeah, I know. I'm amazing. I'm the best. 54. Poison length reduced by 26%. That's not bad. Not impressed. Not impressed. Alright, well, I guess we could just do some map exploration. And we go out into the world. Because, yeah, I left a lot of this map unexplored. So we're just gonna... we're gonna do this. Plus, we need to replenish our magi. There we go. Full army. Back up. Let's go. I hear conflict. I hear conflict. Let's do this. Did I? I did not just take half that thing's health. There's no way I did that. That was definitely the work of, you know, a skeleton assisting me. Fight. Oh, okay, a skeleton. A mage died. I really probably should dump some points into skeletal mage. Because they are just dying. They just die too fast. You know, it's like the golem at one point. Oh, that's how it's happening. Take him down. We just move right along. Can't curse a catapult. Also, it's immune to poison, which just makes sense. Yeah, we just need to pick up some more potions to replenish our belt. Help him! Don't let him die! Ooh, wait, a burnt wand. Hold on. Yeah. Keep fighting. The forces of hell aren't going to vanquish themselves. It'd be useful, but also, you know, just gonna help the barbarians out here. See, no, we don't need any more healing potions for the belt. We're just gonna replenish our mana stores. You know, which would help if I, played with some actual fucking mana instead of just dumping it all into strength and dex and life. That is what I did. That is exactly what I did. You know, just dump strength dex. You know, dump strength as needed, dump dex as needed, and then ooh, that's lightning. And just dump the rest into life. I only dumped a little bit into mana just earlier. You know, let's play on a higher difficulty. Let's up the difficulty. Save and exit. Single player. Boom. Nightmare. Oh, is this?
Oh, great.
Yeah, we start over. Right? Like all the waypoints aren't unlocked? Yep. The waypoints activated.
There is a place of great.
I
evil.
know about
Good
the
day.
evil in the wilderness. Thank you, Akara. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, that's an expensive wand. But item level 39 is not something to be fucked with. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wait, +1 to curses. Just all curses. Damn. So if we find... Wait a second. So if we find some plus 1 to summoning. Jesus Christ. Summon resist. There's that. Mana, undead. Alright. We are going out there. And we're gonna get it done. Oh, new map, too. Right. Welcome to the
All
Bloodmoor.
who oppose me, beware.
Yeah, we'll get to hear all the... Why did I do that? Uh-oh. Oh, you're screwed now. Basil's fucking on it, dude. And now the skeleton, now the bone squad's on it. Chain boots. Dropping off of something at this level. Healing potion, mana potion. Yeah. Oh well, burnt wand, useless. Alright. We're getting the army back up. You know. Now we're going in. And we've got everything we need now. Let's just rage, baby. That hurt me a lot. Super potion. Oh yeah. We're gonna get loads of XP from this. And the cold. Come on. Come on. We've slowed down to a crawl. The skeletons are just zipping around us. Oh, that's got more range than I thought it did. Wait, Aura enchanted? Oh, wow. And he died. New skill! What do we want? I said I could put more into the Magi, because this will improve... Wait, no, it won't improve their life. It'll improve their defense. And increase their mana cost? Fuck it, Skeletal Mastery. I also don't know what to put into skills now, because I don't know gear requirements on this difficulty. Man, we're going. Oh, that would have been useful to start with. There's a lot more, like, unique monsters out here. We'll just leave the stats unassigned for now. Oh, wait, I can unassign them and reassign them if I need to. More mana. That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold to just give a man from killing a zombie. Oh yeah, they run off when one of them dies. Yes, perish. It's easy. We're still having a great time. We're having a grand old time. You know, running around with the army. Man, another mana reap. And it's right if I had just proceeded in a straight line. Poison a demon. Are we this far in and you know. Key. We need those. We, you know, can't ever, you know, now that we're on higher difficulty, looting is better. I think. Yeah, probably. Assuming I can find necro gear, you know, all the regular weapons and shit that I find, and it's like, well, yeah, this would be cool if I could use this. You know. Oh, trap chest. Okay. Is the more smaller, or did I just choose the wrong way first? Also, yeah, we need to relight real quick. We'll just run a little bit. I'll just skip that out because I probably need it. Just keep things full. You know. A cow! Oh. Another and a recharge shrine. That's the third one. Oh wow, gold Johan Weiser. Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Alright, let's pause this real quick, get this relit, and we'll keep going. You know, do a couple quests. Still quite woody. The spice has died down considerably. I figured I should comment on the actual flavor of the cigar. Yeah, because we can't proceed out of the moor until the den is dealt with. Right? Yeah. Ooh, a whole diamond. Damn. Huh? Yeah, because I can't proceed outside the Bloodmoor until we clear out the Den of Evil. Something just cursed me. Alright. Yeah, we can't proceed outside the Bloodmoor until the Den of Evil has been dealt with. And I had Flavies over there. So where is the Den of Evil? What? Uh-oh. Don't tell me we got a soft lock. There's no way. There ain't no way. There ain't no way we got a fucking lock like this. And I'm gonna have to use plug Y to redo the map. There ain't no fucking way. I don't believe... I mean, there's a couple areas we can check, but I don't... Oh. Because it's a decent-sized cave on the outside, you know? And, I mean, also on the inside, I guess, but... Alright, hold on. Oh, it's quite literally right here. Wow, okay. Last place you look. Take him down. Huh. We are gonna find corpse fire in here somewhere. Whale potion. Yeah. Keys. Wow. Shatter. Resurrect from that. Resurrect from that, you bastard. Oh yeah, they're worth more experience than in the prior difficulty. That's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is an aura on something. Oh, it's corpse fire. Alright, dealt with him. Alright, alright. Alright. Hell yeah, dude. Corpse fire's down, which is good for us, because we got some... Wait, I have scrolls of I don't have Cain, but I have scrolls of Identify on me. Okay, 13 defense. Alright, cool. 9% chance of finding magic items, though. What? Ooh, you know what? We'll take it. And then we'll just do that. I can't really use that because I'm not a barbarian, but, you know, sell price. Sell price. Gotta get that money. I'm on that grind. There's a monster over there. Monsters remaining 5. I don't think the rogue could have dealt with this, you know. You know, they're vastly reduced numbers and blah blah blah. Money. Okay. Two monsters left. I don't know why I felt the need to double check that. It's probably 2 zombies or something. You know? It's probably just 2 zombies. Some, you know, lurking about somewhere. In these little pockets I haven't explored yet. Oh my god. How did I call that? We did it. The light shines in once again.
Is that enough to earn the rogue's trust?
Easy money. Easy money, dude. Alright. Easy money. And we're gonna get a free skill for that. Can you believe it? I just hand those out, you know, for the first quest. Which is understandable. It's understandable. Hello, it's me, the hero. I did it.
You have cleansed the den,
Den of Evil. Yes, we did.
Yes?
Oh, we get the one free reset. How many keys can I carry? 12. That's why I have so much trouble keeping them. Okay, let's see. Right, Bone Spear, Firewall, 36. Wow, okay. Damage to Undead, Bone Prison Iron Maiden, Bone Prison Fuse, yada yada. Iron Golem, Energy, Lifesteal. Yeah. You disappoint me, Akara. You disappoint me. Okay. So, let's see. You know what? Fuck it. We'll put the point in Skeletal Mages.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home.
I'm here to challenge any and all evil.
Akara may be our spiritual leader, but I command the rogues in battle.
And you couldn't
It'll
have
take
dealt
more
with
than
the...
just killing a few beasts in the wilderness to earn my trust.
Well, at least you understand that the Den of Evil was
My
no
rogue
fucking
scouts
threat.
have just reported an abomination in the monastery graveyard. Apparently, Andariel is not content to take only our living.
Oh,
Bloodraven,
my leg.
one of our finest captains in the battle against Diablo at Tristram, was also one of the first to be corrupted by Andariel. Now you'll find her in the monastery graveyard, raising our dead as zombies. We cannot abide this defilement. If you are truly our ally, you will help us destroy her.
Sure, why not? I'm pretty sure she's good for rune drops. Oh wait, I can get high. I can get higher off the rip.
Greetings.
I can hire them off the rip. Yo, that's wild. Hey.
Hi there. Good day.
All right. So what's the gear requirements looking like? What is that? Defense based on character level. That's wild. So let's see. We're sitting at 59 for the helmet, and then we're sitting at like what 152. That is, honestly, I expected better. Item level 40, 9 defense. Whew. Let's go talk to Geed. He's got stuff.
A necromancer?
Wow,
I hoped I'd never have to lay my eyes on one of your kind again.
that's some history, isn't it?
Troubles in this area have brought out all kinds, I see. Nevertheless, your money's good.
Hell yeah, dude.
A spare
That's a
weapon,
real
some
merchant.
Gold, a small gem is all I want in exchange for the equipment you'll need on whatever quest you might undertake.
No, don't be shy. All of my items are guaranteed for life and come with a 2-day warranty. I like Geed. Alright, he's, you know, I mean, yeah, he's a scumbag. But, I mean, it's not a crime. Let's see, it's 57 fire damage. Alright,
Hello.
wait a minute. Can we do just a little bit of gambling? It is. What do we got? Fire resist. Oh, you bitch. Alright. That's what I get for gambling. Alright, so we're gonna have to deal with Bloodraven now. But first, we can... Wait a minute, I have the cube. How's that quest going to work in Act 2, where I have to get all the shit? How is that going to work? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Kane will tell me, like, oh, you have the cube already. How? What? Whoa, I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Would you like to hear about it? Stay a while and listen. Okay, Kane. Alright. Sure. Well, why are you confused, old man? Also, gear requirements. Just fucking... I have the stats, which means I can just dump into mana. Ooh, more Decrepify. Yeah, baby. They don't deal that much damage. Shattered. Here we are in the cold plains. And there's the waypoint. Yeah, okay. So let me think. The rogue's encampment, or the graveyard, is... the graveyard... That's a flawless diamond. the graveyard is adjacent to the Cold Plains, but it's not it's like a side area. It's not a full-on, like, it's not a full-on area by itself. Ooh! Well, she took a swing at me. Well, they're swinging at me. Ooh, Unraveler head. Yes. Fuck. The few times I have, the extremely rare occasions where I have found Necromancer gear as enemy drops, it's mostly been disappointing. Oh, fuck, I accidentally got rid of the map. Yeah, it's been disappointing, mostly. I'm pretty sure I found this preserved head back in Act 2, and I'm still fucking using it. You know, what does that tell you? I think the Necro drops were a little bit toned down. Well, I mean, all the other classes use all the other weapons. They're really going for, you know, just straight coverage, which makes sense. Doom Growler. That's a big boy. Yeah, we shattered his friend right after he died. Whoa! Whoa! Pulse Drinker. That is that 2 uniques? Oh, Basil. Getting stronger. And Ariel, these are your soldiers? Clearly inferior to mine. Clearly. Oh, God. My one weakness. Being slowed down due to cold. Oh, there's a bunch of them just coming in. Another, like, random unique that we just found. Ooh, Gothic Shield. That's green. That's a unique. That's a set piece. You know, some of you might be thinking, Jeezy, you're a moron. We've already been over it. Yeah, I know. But money. I'm a greedy bastard. Yeah, baby. Alright, is this the graveyard? Kill that. Alright. Nope, Stony Field. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Scroll town portal. But yeah, okay. We found Stony Field. We know where that's at. We can easily get there. Yes, kill them. Gut Tongue the Unclean, Mana Burn, and Stone Skin. A lot of good that fucking Stone Skin did him against my army. Honestly, you know, why didn't Diablo ever think, oh, I should tempt this hero? You know, he's mighty. Flawless Amethyst. I am never going to find another chip gem again, right? The ones I have are just the ones I have now, huh? Bam. Hopefully they gave Bloodraven teleportation on this difficulty, because, you know, like, kind of cornering her, because she runs away, because she's an archer, you know, is kind of shit. I mean, it's an effective strategy, don't get me wrong. It's just, it feels really cheap. Healing potion. A dead rogue right next to that well. If you drank from that, you could have healed. Also, I drained half the well with, you know, one drink. Thirsty boy. Oh, we found a camp. Positively blossoming with enemies. Oh yeah, Bishy Bosh. Unique shaman. Damn. Ow! Ah, fireballs! My non-weakness. Too bad, you know, poison is already a dot, so I could understand why they didn't make fire a dot as well. So, you know, that makes sense. But, I don't know, is fire just damage in this game then? I don't know. It's whatever. Oh. Man, these demonic warrior women will just charge us out of nowhere. Yeah, they're just like, oh, I know he's there, you know, 30 meters away. Get his ass. Okay. Alright, we found the graveyard. close to the, close to that, huh? Alright. Poison is effective against zombies. Something is wrong here. We got enemy skeletons. Alright, we're in. There she is. Oh, we're gonna have to do this now. We gotta kill the zombies to focus my army. Because, you know, one thing I do like about D3 is the thing that you can do to focus the skeletons. You have a skill for that. And she's cornered. We're just gonna curse the fuck out of her. I don't care. We did it. 2,000 gold. Damn. We did it. That was... well.
Blood Raven.
Oh shit. Accidentally brought up Windows. Yeah, we'll fight some more undead. You know, do a little extra dungeon crawling. Why not? Also, we can. Boom! Wow, that is a cool-looking shield. That is a cool-looking shield. Oh fuck! I went from mana to no mana. Magic resistant. And he's dead. Okay. No mana potion. Healing potion. That was another super mana potion. That was another, you know, unique right there. We're just decimating them. Oh, fuck. Okay. Shark skin belt. What? Oh. Oh, wow. Another skill level. Okay. More damage. More damage. Amulet. Oh yeah, we can just dump mana now. More mana. Oh, fuck. My resistances are down. How is this possible? How could this have happened? Cold resistant, unique undead. And he's dead. There's a gem. A whole emerald. Alright. A ruby. We have not lost a skeleton yet. Money. You know, some people might say, oh, you're grave robbing, GZ. It's fine. It's just payment for cleansing the tomb. Alright? If they didn't want me to take it, they wouldn't have left it here. Alright? Simple as. They wouldn't have left it here if they didn't want me to take it. That's an armor. Yeah. Fucking damn it. Alright. Oh, there's another zombie over there. Or Hungry Dead. You know, we got a recolor, and so they're different. Oh. Gotta touch it again. Hold on. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Because I'm sitting here playing this single player game, you know, I'm having a good time, right? I think big companies have lost the art. Big companies, right, have lost the art of the single player game. They don't. Ooh, that's an aura. But yeah, big companies have lost the art of the single player game. And it sucks. Why am I taking damage? What is happening? Alright. Okay. Yeah, big companies have lost the art of the single player game, and that kind of sucks. Because, you know... Yeah, it kind of sucks, because, you know, I enjoy... There's a lot of torches and stuff here. I can see really well. Skeletons are going in, though. Charm. But yeah, big companies have lost the art of the single-player game, and that sucks. Because I can, you know, I can just sit here, I can just, you know, kill away on my own time. Ooh, that is a big boy. There it is. Oh, fuck. Get in there, Fazzle. Oh, okay. Ooh, Bone Wand. There we go. Yo, okay, money. A Kuhab. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's what it is. Bone Wand, Large Charm. That really cool-looking shield that I can't use. Alright, let's get out of here, you know. We gotta go, you know, we gotta go talk to What's-Her-Face about, you know, we killed Bloodraven. We did it. You know, she's not gonna raise zombies until I reset the world again. Woo! Walked right into that one. Walked right into that one. Oh. It's no danger, though. I've got a big chunk of, you know, extra, just life energy. Okay. I know there's a second tomb, but I am approaching the end of the smoke, and, you know, that means we'll end things off. You know how it is. Plus, it's only 5 o'clock. I thought it would be later. Well, let's go. We're just head straight to the waypoint. Huh. Shattered. Hide in the house. You know, but, yeah, I mean, again, you know, they've lost the art of the big companies have lost the art of the single-player game. I know I'm looping, but, you know, it's just to keep me on track, right? You know, it's fine.
Hello. I can hardly believe that you've
Can hardly believe. Really? Really? Because it was really easy. Yeah, this really goes to show 2 perfect, things there. 2 perfect rubies. 2 perfect rubies. Oh, we got extra keys. Got this bone one. Got this amulet. And we're gonna need to buy some scrolls of identification because I have not unlocked Deckard game yet.
It is clear. The Order welcomes you.
Okay. Here, just take this stuff. So I can buy some scrolls. Okay. Alright. That sucks. And what, 5% faster run walk. Interesting. Don't need that though. Alright, what do we got? Castrate, bone prison. Okay. Fire golem, bone spirit, 2 to raise skeletal mage. And revive, some resist, 2 to skeletal mage. Confuse, energy, poison, explosion. Fire golem. 1 to necromancer's skill levels. 1 to everything. Wow. Alright. It's too bad it's not like 2, because if it was 2, I'd dump this wand. But 1 to necromancer's skill levels. That is insane. I mean, honestly, hold on. 1 to everything. So that's 1 to raise skeleton, skeletal mastery. We'll only lose 1 to raise skill. Okay, so hold on. 7 energy, though. Wait a second. Okay, so 1 to all skill levels and 1 to confuse. What are we losing if we swap this out? So, the 1 to skeleton mastery. So we're losing 7 energy, and we're losing 1 raised skeleton. Yeah. Yeah, we're losing... I think I'll keep what I have for now. We're already almost through Act 1. Well, we're halfway through, I should say.
Good to see
You know, be accurate here. Okay. Oh, wow. Whoa, dexterity of 58. Wow, okay. Replenish life. Okay, 92. We should look at the spears and stuff, because Fazzle, you know, we might find something here for him. We did not. Let's check Geed. And I think we'll switch back to full face cam and end things off.
Let's deal, my friend.
Yes. Let us deal, my friend. I really am just gonna have to... 54 on boots? Right? Yo! That's a jump! Item level 26, item level 41. Jesus! That is a jump. That is a tremendous jump. Let's see, 33. Yeah. Wow, that is a jump though. Alright, well there we go. Dump a bunch of gold into the chest. Just because I want to know. No? How much can I carry?
I can't.
Oh, wow, okay. So what? We can only hold... just under... Alright. 299,997. That is a pile of gold. That is a veritable pile of gold. Crazy. Insane, even. Fantastic, though. Alright, we'll jump back to full face cam. There we go. But, yeah, you know, Diablo 2, original. It's a good time. You know, and I'm pretty sure you can, you know, if you don't want to spend, this is flaky as hell now. If you don't want to spend the, you know, preposterous amounts of cash that I'm sure Blizzard is charging for such a game, you can probably find some, you know, original CD codes for cheap, or, you know, just find a battle chest at a yard sale, you know, or, you know, something of that variety. You could probably still, there's probably still some like weird shops, like weird little weird little corners of the world, right, where they're still selling an unopened battle chest that has both discs on it, which has the CD keys, which is all you need to, you know, make it work. You know, to play the original game, and you can find it. You could probably find it for super cheap. You know, no problem. have a grand old time in a classic, in a classic single player experience. Or if you know some other people that have it, get a TCP/IP game going, because that is still possible. It's still possible. You know, it's fantastic. It's a good time, and play like a you know play any two classes. Play the same class. I don't know. It's probably possible. I would imagine it is. Can you imagine two necromancers? Like I wield 12 skeletons. Well, 11 skeletons. Man, as I can tell, it's getting late. But I wield 11 skeletons and a golem and my mercenary. If I was palling around with somebody of equivalent level, that could be double the minions to just do stuff. Just two mercenaries, two golems, and 22 skeletons to take on the forces of hell, right? And keep in mind, Diablo 2 was the first computer game that I played. All right, I was battling the forces of hell from a young age. All right, that's kind of how you know that, even though I might not be, the best morally at all times. That's how you know that in the end, I'll stand against evil. I'll stand against evil. I've been fighting the forces of hell since I was like 7 years old. I'm 28 now. 28 now. So it's a good time. It's a good time. All right. It's fun. I love it. I love Diablo 2 so much. So much. Diablo 3, I mean, it was all right enough, but I think the pacing was also a little bit off for D3. I mean, it felt, the first act, right, felt really, really slow. And then, because it's all about the Skeleton King and whatever, right? And then, it felt like it took forever to get to the Skeleton King. You got to go through all kinds of different places, to get there, whatever. And then after that, it's just like, okay, Act 2, Demon Lord. Act 3, Demon Lord. Act 4, Diablo. They just seem to move, the acts seem to move so fast. And then you got Act 5, which is the expansion where you fight Malthael. It's like, the act with Malthael seemed like it was paced appropriately. You gotta basically, like, chase after him, deal with his minions, whatever, yada, yada, yada. That seemed appropriate. But the pacing for the other acts just seemed like so ridiculously fast. It seemed like they took the pacing from Act 4 from Diablo 2 and was just like, let's just make that, everything but Act 1 and Act 5. Fuck it. It's not, I don't like that. I really don't. But, I don't know, that's just me. That's just me. I mean, yeah. It's kind of hard to justify buying and playing, a big chunk of, games that are coming out these days when it's just like, I can just boot up, I can just boot up Diablo 2 or, like, I don't know, what are some other older games that I play? Well, this is what Steam is for, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I guess I don't own Baldur's Gate 3, but I do own... Do I own Baldur's Gate 2? Oh, I own Baldur's Gate 1 Enhanced Edition, which, that's a good time. That's a good time, right? And when it comes to, like, strategy games, why would I play Ashes of the Singularity when Forged Alliance is right there? Yeah, just why? I mean, fuck. That's a completely different genre, I guess. I've heard Back for Blood isn't that great, and Left 4 Dead 2 still has a really strong, healthy community. So again, why would I, bother? There are some really good games that are coming out. I haven't played much Kill Knight, but man, I enjoyed the hell out of Kill Knight. I really should pick it back up. Maybe tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wednesday? Ooh, Wednesday's a gotcha day. Unfortunate. So, I guess we'll be focusing down some of the gotcha games that that I do be playing. You know, I kind of miss Orcs Must Die Unchained. You know, before they fucked it up. But you know, that was a fun time. You know, one thing that I could say is like, why would I play EA's Battlefront 2 when the original has Steam server support? This is where I'm gonna divert. This is where I'm gonna kind of divert from my previous opinion. All right, EA's Battlefront 2 looks good. I mean, it looks better than the original. You know, because we're talking about PS2 era graphics versus kind of when PC had long since come onto the field of gaming, right? We're talking about PS2 era graphics versus PC graphics. EA's Battlefront 2 does win out. Everything just looks better. The thing about Battlefront 2, by EA is, now that the microtransactions are gone, there's not really, I mean, other than like hackers, but whatever, that's any online game. EA's Battlefront 2 like feels really good to play, I mean, it doesn't have Galactic Conquest, which is, the primary reason why I played the original Battlefront 2, because I love Galactic Conquest. If they put that in EA's, that would have been an instant sell for me. Yeah, the microtransactions would have sucked, but I wouldn't buy them. So, nice try, EA. But yeah, both Battlefront 2 games I think are good. One is clearly superior to the other, that being the old one, because instant action is just it's just so much better. And just diving in, just like, all right, pick a class, go in, have fun. The customization I think is kind of, I'm kind of neutral on it. It's like, okay, yeah, you can put a character build, and with some of the card combinations, it's pretty obvious which ones are good and which ones aren't. But I think that's just my extended game knowledge from, especially when compared to my younger self who, as I said during the Diablo 2 section, didn't understand character builds or any of that. I understand that now. So it's like, okay, fine, whatever. It's just a character build. It's another character build. Whatever. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. So, I'll figure out how I like to play, and then I'll build, each class appropriately to how I like to play that class. No big deal. And if there's not something that I enjoy about a certain class, I just won't play it. Whatever. It's fine. Now that I think about it, I think racing games might also be a lost art, but I haven't played any new racing games, so I can't definitively say that. Because RTS is certainly a lost art. All right. If I were to ever, get into the business of game review, I would definitely explain why I don't like. I would definitely be able to more eloquently explain why I do not like Ashes of the Singularity. I should probably play it more just to, either solidify or disprove that opinion. But as of right now, having played how much of it? Ashes of the Singularity. Having played 17 hours of Ashes of the Singularity, I did not particularly enjoy it. Especially since, again, Forged Alliance is right here in my library. I can just jump right on it and have a hell of a time. And, I've convinced other people that this is a good game. This is a hell of a game. And, they've agreed with me. And so I could just play it with them, whatever. Or Supreme Commander 2, which, while not as good as Forged Alliance, it's easier to pick up and put down. The battles are faster, so, it's not really that much of a time. It's not over much of a time commitment, as Forged Alliance is. But that's the thing there, It's difficult to justify buying new games when old games, I have a bunch of older games I could play. I've also got a backlog, which I am ever so slowly working through. ever so slowly. But you know, yeah. Again, it's you know, hey, hey, I guess I win because I'm keeping my money, you know, and not buying trash, you know. So there's that, I suppose. Come on, get that ash off there. But yeah, you know, and I think a lot of newer games just, you know, I think a lot of newer games, especially ones that have the live service and a grind component, live well, okay, maybe not the live service part, but I think a lot of newer games with a grind component looked at JRPGs, you know, they're outsiders looking in, right? And they saw that in JRPGs there is a certain level of grinding to be expected. But they didn't, you know, again, outsiders looking in. They saw that, they didn't see why you grind, you know, they didn't understand fully why you would grind, you know, and they didn't really understand, you know, uh how, you know, yeah, they didn't really understand the grind, right? And so when they went, okay, well, JRPGs, you know, are becoming popular and those have a grinding element, so we'll put grinding in our games. It's but they didn't really again, they didn't understand the grind. So when they implemented the grind, it wasn't done well. You know, again, going back to the World of Warcraft example, where, you know, aside from raids, which are good fun, at least back during Wrath they were. I don't know how the raids are after Wrath. Um, you know, it's, you know, the raids are good fun, but your alternative after you've done everything else is like rep grinding daily quests and, you know, your daily dungeon and, you know, all that stuff. It's like, okay, I mean, I guess, you know, I'd much rather, you know, I'd much rather, you know, just get in there, do that for, you know, however long it takes, much too long, if my memory serves. And then, you know, hop on another game, you know, something single player, or, you know, maybe, you know, whatever game has captured me and the boys, you know, so we can play together, whatever. You know, it's like, yeah, hold on, give me 30 so I can do my dailies in WoW. And then I can hop out into, you know, whatever has captured us. I'm not gonna do that. It sucks. It's terrible. You know, and the rewards are not worth it. Like I'm pretty sure that, let's see, how many gotcha games am I running right now? Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we count Master Duel. So I'm pretty sure I could get 2, 3, 5. Pretty sure I could get 5 gotcha grind dailies, 5 sets of gotcha grinds of gotcha dailies done in the amount of time it would take me to finish my WoW dailies. And I feel like I've, you know, I did 5 things versus 1 thing. I mean, it's not really distributed like that because these games have variable amounts of tasks to do, but the point is that the tasks are much easier, you know. It's, you know, it's just like, oh, let's use Azure Lane for an example, right? You know, in Azure Lane, I jump in. All right, I build it. You know, I go to build. I, you know, spend a little bit of, you know, spend a little bit of currency to, you know, start, you know, building a ship girl. Okay, that's done. That's one task. You know, I go in and I, you know, do my like daily resource things. That's like a couple of button clicks. You know, it takes seconds. You know, that's one thing. You know, through that I'll also get my daily battles done. That's another task. You know, contribute to guild, that's a task, takes seconds. Like each of these tasks in Azure Lane takes seconds. I can do the same thing in Path to Nowhere. You know, where the only thing I really need to focus on is, you know, at the beginning of the week I need to do my broken frontline. You know, which can be done one of 2 ways. I can either do it the easy way, which is, you know, just come in, restart, do that 4 times for, you know, each boss. Let's just say I do it on Sunday because, you know, I skip it until Sunday so I can do all 3 bosses at once. Okay, that takes, again, maybe a minute tops if your load times are bad. Nikke, hop in, do my sim room, do my, arena, check, gather resources, maybe do synchro, maybe, edge the story, move the story forward a little bit more, maybe do some hard mode, whatever. A few minutes. A few minutes. Right? Snow break. Go in, do the material grind if I haven't done the story. Which the story is more of a sit-down thing. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, is the new chapter. But go in, do that, just, pound that out. Just, again, seconds. I imagine I could probably get... I'm pretty sure if I sat down and actually measured the amount of time it took me to do my gacha dailies, it would probably be 30 minutes tops. And it's just like, done. The only time I ever need to focus is when a new story chapter comes out, and I need to, actually sit down and do that. All right, that's still, it's probably going to be a more enjoyable experience than, 7 days of WoW dailies, where once a week I need to sit down and do a raid. If I'm not a hardcore raider, which I'm not going to be because, again, I have a job and regularly take showers. So, the the game devs over here saw the grind and went, yeah, we can implement that, and then did so in potentially the worst way possible. I don't know what they and I'm not saying, all right, let me clarify here, because I realize that I haven't done an important piece of clarification. The appeal of JRPGs is not the grind. It's just a component that exists within those games. All right. The appeal of JRPGs is insofar as, my experience. I play JRPGs for the story first and gameplay second, because it's just a tight, really good gameplay loop. This is Final Fantasy, this is Dragon Quest, those are the two big ones that I've played. That's good stuff. I love that. And that's, the grind exists there, but that you don't really have to do it. If you're, really, really tactical, you can do some wacky stuff under leveled, right? Kingdom Hearts, you do not have to grind at all. If you can, really put most simply, if you can adequately block, and in the case, and in the case of the final mixes, dodge, there's no grinding, which is the same for Dark Souls. Like, you can, adequately, dodge, you don't need to grind. Yeah, if you don't grind a little bit, then you might be a little bit underleveled. Your damage is going to suffer. You might not be able to use the equipment you prefer, blah blah blah, etc., whatever. But yeah, the grind exists as a component, but they saw that. Devs over here saw that and went, oh yeah, we can do that, we can replicate that, and then they did so poorly. It's a cheap imitation. This is not to mention, story beats and gameplay loop, which have suffered over the years, unfortunately. There is something, though, that I have neglected to mention up until this point that I should probably mention now. We have a release date for Duet Night Abyss, and I have not watched the stream for it yet. I need to, because apparently there is some mind-blowing information in it, which some of the comments that I saw about it, I need to watch that stream. But I think Duet Night Abyss will replace Genshin Impact in my rotation, genuinely, because Genshin is certainly a product of its time, and it kind of didn't advance. It has its problems that it has had since the beginning, and through the updates, some of those problems have been minorly tweaked to be less of a problem most of the time. But some of those problems have been exacerbated, and that is not good. That's really bad, you know. So I think once DNA comes out in October, I think I'll have to, say my goodbyes to Genshin Impact. Because Duet Night Abyss. I'm not going to put out the Duet Night Abyss video, not the original one from the beta test. I will make a fresh one when it comes out, with all new gameplay footage from, seeing how they've polished it since CBT2, which, going for a release after only 2 closed beta tests seems rather daring, but with how good the second closed beta test was, I have high expectations, let's just say the least. Let's just say that I have high expectations. But I think that those expectations can be met. But it's anime Warframe that doesn't have the same mistakes that DE has made with their game. So that's how I justify playing it, even though it's so similar. You know. These developers asked the question, what if Genshin Impact and Warframe had a baby, and that baby didn't make the same mistakes? And, well, DNA is the answer to that question, and I was quite pleased with the second closed beta test. The gameplay was really good. The story is heart-wrenching. The story is heart-wrenching. Because I don't want to spoil it, but so I'll be vague here. But the Duet Night Abyss story, will foreshadow things. You will certainly see things coming. You will know that something is about to happen. And when it comes time for that thing to happen, the game makes you do it. The game is just like, do it. And it's not like other games where you do it and then, something miraculous happens and everything is okay. No. You did the thing that the game made you do. Because that's how the story is written. And that game hurt me in ways that I thought I could not be hurt anymore. And holy shit. Holy shit. I was impressed. So we'll see how they've polished things up since CBT2 in October. So just about 2 months from now, actually, because I think the release date is October 25th. So about 2 months from now, where this game's going to consume my life. I should be able to get through it to where I can just, get on a daily and, get on a daily cycle and whatever, just like everything else. And, I think I'll stick to 5 games. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this will be 6. 6 is kind of a stretch, but I think I can do 6. Because I don't do Ecocalypse because it fucking sucks. And Master Duel doesn't really count because most of the time it's just like, watch a duel live. Okay, so yeah, Master Duel doesn't count. So 5 days, 5 games. I can do 5. I can do 5 different gacha grinds. Just knock them out, half an hour tops, and I'm good to go to just go about the rest of my day. Good stuff. Good fun. I blew that right at the camera. But yeah. So, then because I'll be able to do that so quickly, I'll either be able to watch anime like I want to, or tend to my backlog, or work on VTC because I know Aiden's gonna say that. And yeah, okay, yeah, all right, so whatever. But yeah, I can tend to all of that, and it'll be fine. It'll be great even. But with that being said, I think this is where I'll end things off. Thank you everybody who, you know, tuned in and kind of sat with me through different portions. You know, listen to my ramblings, you know, on and off. But until next time, which should be Thursday, I'll be doing some solo developer stuff for VTC. I might work on mages, or I might just do feats and kind of just ramble about lore stuff. I'm kind of torn between those two things. But